Today's video is all about 5 things for under $25 that every paintball player should have. Now, this video is generated for newer to, maybe moderate players, people playing a little bit, getting their own gear, acquiring it. But this is for more newer people. Those that are very experienced, chances are you have everything in here, if not 10 different sets of it. So let's get on to the video. Let's check it out. So first up, we have got a Pic Set. Now, if you've only had like spiders and titmans, you don't really need picks. But when you start getting into some of the spools and you've got O-rings that are inside a body, 6 inches in there, you need a damn Pic Set. So please, help yourself out. If you're going to be in the game for a while, this will save you a lot of time, frustration. With a pick versus a screwdriver, chances are you're not going to scrape the aluminum or scrape the bore or something you shouldn't be scraping, because inside a regulator, you try to pull an O-ring out and you scratch the bore of it, you're done. You need a new regulator. So, get the right tools for the job. This will make your life a lot easier. A lot easier. And if you already have them, good for you. They range, I think this one's $5.95, but they range from anywhere from like $6 to $15 depending on what type of set you have. You really need just a couple, but 4-pack, hey, you lose one, not a big deal. Alright, next we have got Swabs. So why have this when every paintball player has one is because you need a quality swab. I remember back before the Exalt Barrel Made came out, you'd have disposable ones. You get them for $1.99 on A&S or wherever, and you'd use them a couple times, use them throughout the day, and you'd throw the damn thing away. The Exalt ones are worth keeping. Now, HK came out with their own version, and it kind of sucks, but we'll get into that. So, to separate a quality swab from, just some regular random throwaway mill one, is you've got a quality material that actually absorbs oil and helps take it out of your barrel. The goal on the quality one is to not have you remove your barrel mid-game, because if you've ever had to pull your barrel off and it's an auto cocker, you're out there threading that thing forever, threading it back in, it's not good. It takes you out of the game too long. So Exalt really changed the game when they came out with the rocket tip over here on their Barrel Made. Quality material here for getting rid of the paint. This right here is a squeegee, so you put it in the barrel, and these tabs right here contact the barrel, stretch it out, pulls the squeegee end away, so you're actually able to get in there without pushing paint all the way down into your breech. As you pull back, catches on the barrel, it makes a squeegee action right on the tip, pulls it out, pulls the paint out, and then you can swab it up, clean it up, and you're done. Now these work all right, but there are different sized barrels, so it may not work for everybody. Might be too tight getting in, might be too loose, doesn't work. They came out with the double in the tip because a lot of players like these, because that's what we're used to. Back in the day, get these for a couple bucks, throw them away at the end of the day. These you hold on to, you wash them, you clean them off, reuse them. They're worth it, they're quality, they last. The flexible end here holds up pretty well. You go to put it in the barrel, it's not going to break, not going to bend, not going to leave it broken off in your barrel. Those guys that bought those $2 swabs or 99-cent swabs, you know what I'm talking about. No good. So HK came out with a new range of kind of cheaper gear for cleaning up stuff, and I'll tell you, their stuff, the quality doesn't seem up to par as, say, Exalt. The Exalt swabs, I think, are like $15, and the HK one, I think, is right around there. But the material is not as good. Now, this is a first-gen swab from HK, so I don't know if they've made any improvements or not, but the material here kind of sucks. It's not as absorbent, and it's more like the cheap material you'd find in those $2 ones. It just doesn't seem like it's going to hold up. I barely use this, and you can see right through it's kind of coming apart already. But this one's designed to pull out with tension here, and its squeegee action comes in at a 90-degree angle. You pull on it, tension pulls it out, squeegee comes, and you're able to pull the paint off. But a lot of flaws in it, because you pull too much, it angles it, doesn't get all the paint, and then again the material just sucks. So this I don't really recommend. Maybe if they change the material, might be worth it. But again, stick to the Exalt one, it's worth it. Don't throw them away. Don't buy those $2 swabs anymore. Again, these things are not the pull-through ones where you got to take the barrel off. These are designed to use on the field, quickly clean it up, fire a couple shots after it, and you're ready to go. And next up, we have got HEB here. So we've got thread savers for your rig. Now, these things range from about $9 to $15 depending, because you can get them different colors, fancy colors. They save your regulator on your tank. Now, a lot of them you can get a different bonnet pretty easily. You know, your local pro shop will have them available for purchase. But you drop it, you bang it, you bend the lip, it's done. Even on the Ninjas with the 2 O-rings, chances are it's hosed, it's not going to seal, it's not going to work. It's compromised, it needs to be replaced. The thread saver prevents that, because chances are you're going to leave the thread saver on there when it's not in use until you go to screw it in your marker, and your chances of butterfingering it right then when you're putting it on, pretty slim. Still, it will happen, and you drop it from a height, it's done, you got to replace the bonnet on there. The thread savers these days are actually pretty slick because they've got this little angle spot right here to store a tank O-ring. So you put your spare tank O-ring on there, and if you ever have one blow out, which doesn't happen as frequently as it used to because of the on-off. So it used to be back in the day before the on-off. These things would come apart all the time. They get chewed up from the air pressure as you're unscrewing them. As you can see on my Ninja one right here, it doesn't have an O-ring because I used it. So they do come in handy. You can get them all sorts of colors, anno, whatever. This is brass. This is a aluminum one. You know, pretty cool, but cheap, extremely cheap, anywhere from like $9, $15. It'll save you $40 for a new rig, or, you know, $15, $20 for the new bonnet on there. So, highly recommend it. You should have one for every tank you have. Alright, next. Pod swabs. Now, you don't use these too often, but when you're in the middle of a day playing, whether it's a big-ass scenario day, rec ball, tournament, these things are a lifesaver. You did that fancy roll into the snake, crushed all the paint in your pack. Guess what? This will save your life. Material in there is similar to stuff you can find in the grocery store, but Exalt swears up and down that they modified it so it will actually hold up to paint, because the paint sometimes does have some swelling properties and it will kill material. So, nice little end on here. You can put a carabiner on it. I think this one from Exalt is, I think it's $16.95 if I remember right, and the HK one is $17.96 because it's $1 more plus a penny for whatever reason. The HK one, to me, material-wise for the handle, feels a little bit cheaper. Material here feels just fine. I've used both for the pots, but I've had the Exalt one a lot longer. As you can see, I have not washed it. I don't think I've washed it since it's new. So this thing works very well, very absorbent, cleans it out very well. Highly recommend it. HK one I've used, it's newer, but the HK one actually has a little spray ball at the end. So you can unscrew it, fill it up with your favorite lens cleaner, fill it back up, and right there you've got something where you can just spray on your lens, clean it up, rub it with the microfiber. Now I'll tell you, you can get replacement material for these from Exalt, and you can use your own little stick in there. So you can save a couple bucks if you're cheap. Otherwise you buy it. These also double as good gifts for paintball players that don't have one. If you got a friend that's new into it, you want to get them a little gift that's cheap, hey, works pretty well. But these are a lifesaver. You may not use it every time, but for that time you've dropped dirty 2-3 pods at a time and you don't have any more spares, this will get you through the day. And you don't even wash them out at home. Before these came out, you used to be cramming paper towels into the pod. You used to take it home, spray it out with the hose. With this, no more. One push in, swipe, it's good to go. So these rock, highly recommend them. Next, this would be my #1 pick. You want a good Allen wrench set. Now this one here I'm holding in my hand, this one's shit. This one is good. Bondus makes great Hex Keys, Allen keys. They make fantastic stuff. I highly recommend getting a good quality set, and if you have a good set, you know, already a couple of these laying around, get the ones with the angled ends on here. You don't want to be tightening screws them or really breaking them loose. You want to break them loose with the other end so you don't strip it, but once it's loose, you can use the ball end to get it out. You get a 25-degree range of motion. You're not going to scratch up your anno. So this is the gold-plated set. I think it's $24.95. You know, you can get Allen wrenches anywhere, Home Depot, you name it, but quality matters. You don't want to strip out and have to replace bolts every time you touch them because you got a cheap set because you want to save a couple bucks. They have different styles of these. They've got them color-coded, which I think is pretty slick. But as far as the staying under 25 bucks, this was the set. And I've got, shoot, dozens of sets kicking around all over because we use them all the time for stuff around the house. But metric, standard, Anyway, in case you end up having to use stuff around the house, I keep this one for home. This one my paintball bag. I should say this one for the IKEA shit. All the IKEA stuff around the house. And this one for all the paintball stuff. But good to have. You need a good quality set. That's going to make all your screws last longer. You're not going to strip them out. You're not going to be pissed at home trying to drill them out and have to send it off the manufacturer, some machine shop to get it drilled out. This will save you a lot of time. And this set in particular, it has a .050, so it has a huge range of Allen keys in there. And this one will actually work for autocockers. So if you got to go there and adjust your 3-way for your timing, this one fits everything. So again, don't be a cheap ass. Don't get the shitty ones. And the ones that come with your marker, most of the time these days are pretty cheap. They're cast, you know, and they're not made perfectly. And that's even if it comes with a complete set. So while you have some, get a good quality one, especially with the ball end on there. Don't loosen the screws and don't tighten them with the ball end. Otherwise, you'll strip them, but they're great. They're fantastic. All right, so join us next time on the next video, because I am going to have another $525 for stuff to protect your gear. You know, you invested a bunch of money into your gear. It's going to depreciate anyway. Keep it fresh. Keep it new. A couple bucks here and there. Really save you a lot of money in the long run. Catch you in the next video. See you around, guys.